Welcome top news today. Playboy founder Hugh Hefner dead at 91. Hugh Hefner, the silk-robed Casanova whose Playboy men's magazine popularized the term centerfold, glamorized an urbane bachelor lifestyle and helped spur the sexual revolution of the 1960s, has died, his company said late Wednesday. He was 91. Hefner founded Playboy in 1953 with $600 of his own money and built the magazine into a multimillion-dollar entertainment empire that at its 1970s peak included TV shows, a jazz festival and a string of Playboy clubs whose cocktail waitresses wore bunny ears and cottontails. Over the years, the legend of Heg only grew as he bedded hundreds of young women, married a few of his magazine's playmates and cavorted on reality TV shows with a stable of girlfriends less than a third his age. His pioneering magazine, his biggest legacy, may have helped the buttoned-up America of the 1950s and early 1960s loosen up a little about sex. I would like to be remembered as somebody who has changed the world in some positive way, in a social, sexual sense, and I'd be very happy with that, Hefner told CNN. I'm a kid who dreamed the dreams and made them come true. Hefner was born April 9, 1926, in Chicago to Glenn Hefner, an accountant, and Grace Hefner, a teacher. Both parents were conservative Protestants from Nebraska. My folks were raised pure prohibitionist, Hefner told The Hollywood Reporter in 2011. They were very good people, with high moral standards but very repressed. There was no hugging and kissing in my home. In 1944, after graduating from high school, Hefner joined the U.S. Army as a writer for a military newspaper. Following World War II, he became a promotional copywriter at Esquire magazine, where he began toying with the idea of publishing a men's magazine. Related, Hugh Hefner, a cultural icon who helped change the world. After raising $10,000 from investors, Hefner published the debut issue of Playboy in December 1953. Playboy was an immediate success, selling more than 50,000 copies. Hefner helped personally select monthly playmates, persuaded famous sex symbols such as Jane Mansfield and Ursula Andress to pose nude for the magazine and added centerfold to the popular lexicon. I've never thought of Playboy, quite frankly, as a sex magazine, he told CNN. I always thought of it as a lifestyle magazine in which sex was one important ingredient. Playboy flourished in the 60s and 70s, Hefner steadily expanded his brand. Wearing a tux and brandishing a pipe, he hosted TV shows Playboy's Penthouse and Playboy After Dark that featured him chatting up entertainers in a swinging, bachelor party setting. In 1960, he launched a chain of exclusive Playboy clubs in cities across the US and overseas. And in 1971, he bought the now famous Playboy Mansion in Los Angeles, which soon became Hefner's home and attracted celebrities to its lavish all-night parties. Playboy went public in 1971, the same year the magazine's monthly circulation peaked at 7 million issues. However, raunchier men's magazines such as Penthouse and Hustler siphoned off readers. By the 1980s, the Playboy franchise had lost much of its popularity. Hefner suffered a minor stroke in 1985, he stepped down as CEO and turned over all Playboy business operations to his daughter, Christy, who guided the company's fledgling cable TV channel but shuttered its foundering Playboy clubs. 1989, Hefner, who had divorced his first wife, Millie, 30 years earlier married Kimberly Conrad, a 26-year-old former Playmate of the Year with whom he fathered 2 boys. The couple separated in 1998 and eventually divorced. By the 2000s, the rise of internet pornography and lad mags such as Maxim, which featured scantily clad starlets, had eroded much of Playboy's subscriber base. But Hefner's own profile grew again thanks to The Girls Next Door, a reality TV series about his life with 3 of his young blonde girlfriends. The show ran for 5 years on E! In December 2012, after dating on and off for several years, Hefner married Crystal Harris, another former Playmate, in a small private ceremony at the Playboy mansion. He was 86, she was 26. In a 2013 interview with Esquire magazine, Hefner said the number of women he had slept with was over 1,000, I'm sure. Late 2015, Playboy's circulation was down to about 800,000, and the company announced that it was surrendering to the realities of the internet where every sexual fetish is catered to by dropping full female nudity from its pages. But it reversed the decision earlier this year, describing it as a mistake. In 2016, even the Playboy mansion sold for $100 million, about half of Hugh Hefner's original asking price. But it was still the most expensive home ever sold in Los Angeles and came with a special caveat: Hefner got to stay there for the remainder of his lifetime. But Hefner's enduring publication: he holds a Guinness World Record for the longest career as an editor-in-chief for the same magazine, more than 60 years, and his swinging bachelor persona left an indelible mark on the culture.